Small groups of Arabian gazelles can be seen on the plains of the Oryx Sanctuary. They live in family groups consisting of a male, a female, and their fawns. This little family feeds on the thorny trees that abound here. The Arabian gazelle is renowned for the nimbleness and grace with which it leaps and runs when it senses imminent danger. The mother is looking for her young. The little one looks almost lost and anxious without her in this vast desert. When the mother reappears, it feels safe again, and it is so happy to see her that it jumps for joy. The mother tries to protect her young from hungry predators and takes them to a place that is far away from the eyes of intruders until the danger is past. The sea used to cover the whole of this area in Oman's interior. These pictures clearly show that it was all underwater far back in the dim and distant past. In these pictures, we can make out the remains of seashells and coral reefs that became fossilized in the solid rocks of this arid wadi. Geologists say these mountains are millions of years old, and they point out that as Oman drifted from place to place with the continental plates over millions of years, it experienced a wide range of different climates. The girls are trying to catch a glimpse of this desert monitor, the largest lizard in the Arabian Peninsula. The monitor feeds on other reptiles as well as rodents and roots out its prey from their burrows under the ground. When it senses danger, it scuttles away. Another type of lizard, which looks a little like the monitor, though it wisely avoids it out of a desire for self-preservation, is the spiny-tailed lizard, the darb. It can grow a length of 65 centimeters and usually lives in loose colonies, that is around 20 to 50 meters distance from its neighbors. It likes flat, open terrain where it digs deep holes which it sometimes shares with snakes, scorpions and hedgehogs. The entrance to the darb's hole usually faces east. It needs to start its day by warming up its body in the sun before setting off in search of edible plants. The darb likes to climb rocks and bushes, where it can watch out for danger while stretching out its body and basking in the sun. The darb is a vegetarian that feeds on leaves and small plants which grow near its hole. It does not eat the whole plant. Instead, it just takes a few bites and moves on to another plant. In this way, it avoids damaging the plant cover in the area where it lives. The largely herbivorous Thomas spiny-tailed lizard is a rare and endangered species. It lives in stony and sandy plains with sparse vegetation. It has a rounded head with a flat snout. It is usually yellowish-brown, sandy, or olive in color. It has a distinctive tail, walls of spiny scales with large spines on the side. Over 75 species of reptile have been recorded in Oman. They live in a range of different regions and habitats. One of the strangest lizards is this yellow-spotted agama, which is able to change color. It is often observed sunning itself on the branch of a tree. It is also seen in boulder-strewn wadis or on hillsides. The Sinai agama is a fast and agile climber, well adapted to its arid rocky habitat. During the breeding season, the male Sinai agama becomes instantly recognizable for its vivid, sky blue coloration. It climbs on rocks or on piles of stone in order to survey the surroundings. The Governorate of Dhofar's unique terrain includes the coastal, desert and mountain regions as well as the Negd. With a temperate climate throughout the year, it is affected by the monsoon winds from the Indian Ocean during the season known as the Kharif. Dhofar's dry wadis play host to a wide variety of wildlife. They offer an ideal habitat for numerous species of reptiles and animals, as well as migrant birds like the brightly colored Little Nile Valley sunbird. An infrequent visitor is the Abdim stork, which can be seen in dry wadis as well as on farms. The white stork to be seen here is an autumn visitor and remains throughout the winter months. And the spotted thickney is a fairly common breeding resident in most of the Arabian plains. The darb is grey. However, Dhofar has a more colourful species. They have a broad head, stout body and a flat spiked covered tail. They are primarily plant eaters, but will eat insects when necessary. Most of the water that they require is absorbed from their food. The bent, spiny-tailed is found in arid deserts among rocks or in burrows. Here, in the Governorate of Dhofar, this Arabian chameleon has camouflaged itself by turning green to deceive its enemies. Its odd-looking bulging eyes can swivel independently of each other, enabling it to see in all directions without moving its head. Interestingly, the females are often larger than the males. Major threats come from habitat destruction and modification, as well as road mortality. The Sultanate of Oman offers numerous suitable habitats for snakes. The Omani carpet viper finds its prey among the rocks, where it will wait for the temperature to drop before it starts to hunt. The viper is 80 centimeters long. Its head is relatively larger and more swollen looking than the heads of other snakes in the region. As soon as the sun goes down, the night creatures come out. The Blandford fox waits for the cool of the evening before it begins to hunt its prey, which consists of insects and small rodents, like this Sunderval's Jerd. The nightjar, another nocturnal hunter, has a churring call. The Indian porcupine is a nocturnal creature with a large nose and a very good sense of smell. This helps it to find roots and bulbs beneath the ground. It forages over a large area in search of food. This nocturnal creature is sometimes bothered by other animals, particularly those that are bigger than it. Although this jabour is desperate to find food, it seems wary and afraid. The cat snake is a night hunter, which feeds on rodents. These snakes are highly adept at climbing trees, and this gives them a great advantage when hunting their prey. As its name suggests, the Arabian horned viper sometimes has horns above its eyes, though this is not always the case. It lives in the desert, where it lies submerged beneath the sand, waiting for its prey. The sand snake's acute vision helps it spot the movement of its prey, which it strikes at lightning speed. It is one of the fastest snakes in Arabia. The saw-scaled viper is one of the most poisonous snakes in Oman. This one was filmed in Jiddat al-Harasis. When it senses danger, it bends its body into a horseshoe shape and begins to rattle its scales, producing a loud hissing sound. One of the most venomous snakes, the puff adder, is the most vicious. Many creatures fear the speed with which it strikes its prey and the loud hissing noise it makes, and they treat it with extreme caution. The biggest threats to Oman's wildlife and natural beauty are human encroachment and urban sprawl. If we are to keep our country beautiful over the years to come, we need to ensure that we conserve its ecosystems and provide sufficient protection for the resources that sustain our wild creatures in the territories that they call home. Protecting the environment is everybody's responsibility, and these wild creatures have as much a right to live as we do.